Surprised this is the first time we're bringing it up, so let us christen this argument with nothing but go.
Show
Love
47, we're doing it. Go ahead.
And two of my three favorite players, my third favorite player in the last 30 years would be Kobe Bryant. Magic Johnson being a fourth because my brother was drafted by the Lakers and getting to know him at a young age. But Michael Jeffrey Jordan is the greatest basketball player that I've seen. And I can go over all the numbers, but I'm not going to match wits with Nick on that. The championships do matter. Now, if you say, well, Michael Jordan took 3 years off, yeah, I can understand that. If you want to put that argument, he didn't do it, consecutively. He did have a break in there. But what he did in his span of time, we didn't see Bill Russell. Bill Russell's the greatest champion that we've seen. But as far as who's the best basketball player that I've seen, that would be Michael Jordan. Now, LeBron, is he second? LeBron is a very, very close second, but you can't deny the 6 championships, the 6 MVPs. You can't deny those things. Those things are unprecedented, and that, to me, will give Michael Jordan the edge over LeBron James.
I just want to clarify for the audience real quick. Jordan's 6 finals MVPs, 5 regular season MVPs. All right, who is the greatest basketball player ever? That question, you can almost turn it into a tautology. Who is better at basketball than anyone ever? The answer to that question is LeBron James. And I'll go over why in a moment. That is a separate question to who is the most accomplished player ever. The most accomplished champion ever is Bill Russell. The most accomplished individual player ever is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So it is not an accomplishments discussion. Jordan wins that argument. Now, as Cris would say, Jordan's cement is dry. LeBron's is not. Mm-hmm. So we'll see if LeBron can catch him in MVPs. LeBron's at 4, Jordan's at 5. In rings, LeBron's at 3, Jordan's at 6. But the question is, who's better at the sport? Who is? Aliens come down to Earth. They say you got first overall pick for the fate of humanity. Who's the number 1 pick in world history? And the answer is LeBron James. And to be totally honest, you can pick the year. You want year 3 LeBron James when he led the league in scoring. You want year 15 LeBron James when he's averaging a career high in assists and field goal percentage. You pick the year because not only is he the best player ever, he's had the longest prime ever. But now that we're at game 1072, let's just do a tale of the tape. LeBron has more assists. LeBron has more rebounds. LeBron has a higher field goal percentage. LeBron has a higher three-point percentage. LeBron has a higher box score plus minus. LeBron has a higher value over replacement player. LeBron's been to more NBA finals. LeBron has more everything in the playoffs. So statistically, here's what Jordan's got. He's scored more. Yeah, inefficiently compared to LeBron because he shot more.
He was a scorer.
He was a scorer. LeBron's not a natural scorer.
No.
And is probably going to finish with more points than anyone in the history of the sport.
Yes.
Like that. So, and the last point, and the reason why I think it's important to talk about today, is because, CC, you make this point to me all the time. When we're talking about greatness, longevity matters.
Yes.
I think the thing you are most proud of in your career is how long you extended your prime for.
Yes.
You were still in your prime in year 14.
Yes.
Year 15, probably not, and year 16 doesn't really count.
Right.
That's what it was. You extended it a long time. The fact that LeBron last night, what did he do? 38 and 9?
9.
That Jordan's final game in the league, he went 15-4-4 quietly into the night with a Wizards team. So, and people are like, oh, well, Jordan retired, so he was older. Didn't nobody make him retire? Jordan went to college. Nobody made him go to college, by the way, either. Moses Malone made it clear you can go straight out of high school.
Yeah, Michael Jordan needed to go to college.
Absolutely right. So we can glorify the nostalgia of Michael Jordan, the second greatest player ever. We can pretend that he didn't come back and lose to the Magic badly. We can burn the tapes the way the NBA did. But when you're talking about who's better at basketball than anyone ever, it's the guy we watched last night in year 15.
LeBron is tremendous. What he does with the basketball, to me, watching LeBron, and you read the stat sheet for his career, it's like he's the big fundamental. Like, I know that's Tim Duncan's name, but LeBron is the next big fundamental. Assists, rebounds, points, regular season, games played, playoffs, like all those things. But 6 finals and being undefeated in those finals, we have to tally that. Now, how much are we going to add, how much weight we put on that? That's really up to the individual.
Let me ask you this, though, CC. When you look at the teams LeBron's played in the finals, like, Would Jordan have been 6 for 6 if he played 3 in a row against these Warriors teams?
No.
No. Like, there is.
No, they would have got one of those.
Who would have got one?
The Warriors. The Warriors would at least got one of those. Well, I'm giving them benefit of the doubt.
Sure. But he wouldn't be 6 for 6 in that situation. Like, so the 6 for 6 matters. I understand that it matters. Go ahead, Chris.
Now, if LeBron was able to get to 4 or 5, because I told you I do some strange math, all right? Went to Ohio State 3 years. We decided to part ways, had to go get me a job. But LeBron's 2 championships in Miami, all right? I give him credit for that. Tremendous. After the decision, getting those 2 championships, coming back to Cleveland, getting that championship, that one to me is worth 2. Now, if he's able to be one of the greatest teams ever in Golden State when they added Durant, I'm going to give him 2 more for that one. So we're going to be sitting at 6.
This is like a scene out of The Jerk.
Well, I'm just, if you look at the modern basketball, you have to build adjust it because LeBron has all the other numbers. Going back to Cleveland and doing what he's doing against the competitions in the West, that right there deserves some credit.
I just, the other thing I just want to do is dispel, because there are 2 knocks on LeBron that people fill my Twitter mentions with, right? One of them is fair. The 2011 finals against the Dallas Mavericks. Not only was LeBron not the best player on the court, LeBron was one of the primary reasons they lost. Maybe the primary reason they lost. That nothing to do to go back and change that.
Right.
Now, what he's done since then is rip off the greatest 7-year stretch in the history of the sport, but he can't change what happened against Dallas. But the other knock on him, Jenna, is people like, who do you want to take the last shot with the game on the line? Well, luckily, now they've played the same amount of games. We got some numbers. In the playoffs, tied or trailing, 5 seconds left, Jordan was 5 for 11. LeBron was 6 for 12. What's the most clutch moment you can play in? A Game 7 in the playoffs? Who has the highest career points per game in Game 7s of the playoffs? LeBron James. Like,
did those series make it to 7 games?
2 of them did.
Okay.
Against the Pacers at the tail end of the last year and against the Knicks, I think, year 2.
Right. The one thing that I would say about Michael Jordan, and the other thing besides the championship being undefeated, that Michael Jordan as a defender was a better defender than LeBron James.
Couldn't guard as many positions, though.
But Michael Jordan, 10 times first team All-NBA, 9 times first team All-Defensive NBA. So he duplicated almost what he did on the offensive end, also on the defensive end.
Listen, I laid out because I really wanted to hear this, and I'm just going to say this, and I know we're up against time and whatnot. Listening to you give your speech about LeBron James, it's almost like a song. It's like one of the most beautifully laid out arguments that I hear you do, and I hear you every single morning. It doesn't take away from me. And I go both ways on this. I watch Michael Jordan play. I am watching LeBron James play. I love both of them. I go back and forth. But when you lay it all out like that, it is some of the most like coherent, well thought out, fantastic points made. I could listen to you do that.
He's not crazy.
Listen, I appreciate
I just wanted to say that, and I think people should know. I only wish you could be doing that in front of LeBron. I wish LeBron, LeBron, come sit next to me. I want to tell you something.
Last point I'm going to make on it is this, because I know we got something to do. If you are a Jordan believer, and anyone out there, please, for your sake, enjoy and take advantage of these next few months. Because once LeBron's doing this in year 16 and year 17, and then he's playing, and then he has the most points ever, and he has more assists than Magic, it's not going to be an argument anymore. The fact that it's even still an argument, kudos to the Jordan fans out there, because he's about to lap the field over these next 4 or 5 years. So just become emotionally prepared for that. Get your Michael Jordan Chicago Bulls footy pajamas on.
If for no other reason, take advantage of being able to watch the first or second best player of all time play a little basketball right now. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.